Welcome back, new and existing Foxy Game subscribers and viewers. It is Wednesday, February 3rd. So in today's news, getting the smaller nuggets of information out of the way, this time regarding a recent PS5 firmware update deployed today prior to the PS5's first major firmware update, if that makes any sense. Now in the meantime, Sony has just released the PS5 20.02-02.50.00 firmware update, which is a fairly small download coming in at a very manageable 860 megabyte. So what's in it? Well, not a whole lot, but a lot more than just a stability update. Now the following issues have been resolved. The PS4 version of the game was sometimes installed from the PS4 game disc, even after upgrading the disc version of a PS4 game to the PS5 version, no doubt easing the pressure on PS5's limited SSD storage. And also this system software update improves system performance, surprise surprise, though always important, but less substantial since it's mostly behind the scenes stuff most users won't notice. And that's all she wrote. Though bigger things are expected going forward, indeed a humongous PS5 firmware update is strongly rumoured to be coming around March, if not by spring at the very latest. Unfortunately, info was a little tight, understandably so, but I couldn't really extract many features or details, but I am reliably informed the users will be very happy with it. So if you connect a few dots here and there, here's what we can expect. Sony is to deploy an external SSD/hard drive support with up to 4 to 6 terabyte compatibility. Now I'm assuming that includes the internal SSD expansion slot, and the PS5 will play more nicely with Samsung panels allowing up to 120 FPS gaming and up to 4K resolution. Variable refresh rate and PS5 to PC panel/monitor compatibility/compliance also coming in a future PS5 firmware update. Now, PS5 is already a fairly silent operator for most, but some users have reported their PS5s have a louder fan noise when compared to other PS5 units. Therefore, it's entirely feasible, entirely possible that Sony could reduce PS5's fan speed, really in some aspects, resulting in even quieter fan operation, but that's not all. Sony may be considering adding QOL, as quality of life, system temperature/health stats in the PS5 system menu, though I am uncertain as to whether this will be accessible as a developer-only feature and or for the end user. Now none of this has been officially confirmed by Sony at the time of this video recording, and not all features or functionality will be included in that particular update, with some features added in updates further down the line. Okay, so moving on. Both Nintendo and Microsoft have disclosed some details of its respective hardware Switch and Xbox sales and future growth expectations. Well, now it's Sony's turn, sourced via twinfinite.com and GameIndustry.biz. So during Sony's quarterly conference call for investors and analysts, Chief Financial Officer CFO Hiroki Totoki discussed the launch of PS5 and its future outlook. Now, according to Totoki-san, the company predicts it will record its highest profit in PlayStation history this fiscal year, despite the hardware transition, as the profitability structure of the business has changed dramatically due to the expansion of its network services. Now, with 4.5 million PS5 units shipped by the end of December 2020, Totoki-san added Sony is on track to match its goal of 7.6 million units by the end of March 2021, despite not being able to fully meet the demand of consumers. That being said, Sony is continuing to do everything in its power to ship as many units as possible to customers who are waiting to get their hands on a PS5. But due to the pandemic and the launch of PS5, a very high level of user engagement has been reached. Cumulative PlayStation game time in December was approximately 30% higher year on year, and as of the end of December, 87% of PS5 users were subscribed to PlayStation Plus, which is considerable and really an extremely high level. Totoki-san also mentioned that Sony had more games at launch for PS5 than any of the previous console launches in company's history, and they also sold very well. Among the highest PS5 launch game performers, Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales recorded an estimated sell-through of 4.1 million units by the end of December. Every unit accounted for was sold to customers, not merely units sold to retailers as stock. So Sony managed to shift around 4.5 million units in less than 2 months after its launch. The PlayStation 4 also sold 1.4 million units during the same quarter. Hardware performance helped to drive Sony's Game and Network Services division to 883 billion yen, approximately $8.4 billion in revenue. The division made an operating profit of 80 billion yen, that's $762 million, an increase of 27% year-on-year. Sony Interactive Entertainment's operating income was hampered by the cost of production of PS5. Now, according to Sony, strategic price points for PS5 hardware were set lower than the manufacturing costs. Even with a new console launch, the majority of Sony Interactive Entertainment's revenue still came from software, which helped to balance the impact of selling the PS5 at a loss. The division earned 433 billion yen in revenue from digital software, an increase of 42% over the prior year. Now, within that, only 51 billion yen was made from physical game sales, with the remainder coming from digital downloads, around 176 billion yen, and add-on content, 256 billion yen. PlayStation Plus hit 47.4 million subscribers during the third quarter, up from 38.3 million in the same quarter last year, with 114 million MAUs, that's media attachment units across the network. Sony Corp has revised its full-year forecast for the Games and Network Services division from 2.6 trillion to 2.63 trillion yen. That's $25 billion in revenue, and from 300 billion to 340 billion yen. That's $3.2 billion in operating profit. Now, the entire Sony organization earned 2.7 trillion yen, that's $25.7 billion in revenue in the third quarter, which is up 9% over the prior year. It made a profit of 297 billion yen, that's $2.8 billion, an increase of a whopping 62%, which is pretty incredible stuff considering how hard it is to actually purchase a PS5. But what say you? Bringing us to the end of the video. Go ahead, sound off in the comments. If you enjoyed the content, yes, hit the like button, subscribe, and kindly share the video. And yes, of course, hit the notification bell to stay informed and keep updated. You can further support Foxy Games via Patreon. You can find a link in the video's description. I truly thank you for your ongoing support. And always remember, play games, not corporations.